Hi there, Prairie Plant Girl here. Um, Today I received a package of seeds in the mail, and it got me looking through my seed selection, and I came across some native plant seeds that I purchased last year, and I didn't have a lot of a lot of luck with getting them going, and so I thought I would try winter sowing with them. Now some of these I did winter sowing with last year, and it didn't work really well. I didn't have a lot of luck with my winter sowing last year at all. But I started it really late, and we had kind of a warmer end of winter here last year. So I thought maybe it just wasn't enough going through that freeze and thaw the native seeds typically kind of like. So I thought I would try it now. It's the 3rd of January, and it's beautiful out today. It's 6 degrees out, which is so odd. Um, But so I grabbed the seed packages, and I've already made some labels, and I've already filled up some containers with soil. I have a little bit more to put in this container and another container to do. So if you're not familiar with winter sowing, it's just taking any sort of largish container that the sun can shine through, the light can get through a little bit, and you need to cut the top off all the way or most of the way, because you're going to want to be able to close it back up again, but you need to get into plant seeds, obviously. Just use a small drill bit and put a few holes in the bottom, or you could use like a nail or a screw or something and just make the holes, and a few holes in the top, just to let some of the condensation out if any gathers. And then you leave the top open, so if it rains or snow lands on and melts, it can get some moisture inside. So once I have the soil and the seeds in, then I'll label it, and I'll actually get some tape and tape it up. It's a little too cold to have the tape out here working, so I just have it in the house, and I'll have to do that after. But then once it's all done, you just leave them outside and leave the Mother Nature to do her work, and hopefully it breaks the seed coat. A lot of native seeds have a heavy seed coat, and it's to protect them, like in these northern areas, protect them from the weather, and then they should open up at the right time and produce a plant for you. So I'm going to try this. A few seeds I've left, and hopefully it works out. So I'm just going to finish filling up these last couple of containers with soil. Now this is just a grower's mix that's just peat moss and perlite. There's no type of fertilizer or nutrition in it at all, no actual dirt. And I'm just filling the containers, I don't know, about a quarter to a third full. It's nice and moist. You can see it holds together, but it'll break apart easily too. So just a nice amount of moisture. Kind of tamping it down so there's no air pockets in there. Okay, so I think I need my gloves off for this next part. Just be easier to handle the seeds. So the first thing I have is Meadow Blazing Star. It's supposed to be a great pollinator attractant. All sorts of pollinators are supposed to just love this. So it says to plant shallowly, like 3 to 6 millimeters deep. So I get the seeds out. They're kind of a feathery seed. You have to open the bottom. Now, there's a bit of a breeze today, so I'd like to show you the seeds, but I also don't want them to blow away. blown away. No, they're just going to go in. So it looks like I have, I don't know, 3 or 4 seeds that didn't blow away there. And I just spread them out. Spread them out evenly around the soil there. I don't know if you can see them. They're just, they have like kind of a feathery top. And then that's the seed at the bottom there. So just keep in contact with the soil. And then I actually just have some of the drier mix to sprinkle on top. And now these did not want to be planted deep at all, so I'm just going to put a very, very light covering. And I made tags that I'm going to put inside the containers. And then I'll label the container later. Again, I didn't think the marker would work that well outside, so I'll take them in after they're all planted. Just put a quick label on the outside and put some tape on them. The reason you put another label inside is because, as you can see, these were labeled last year. You can't hardly read them, so the sun really wears the label off. So put that one back here. I just want to even the soil out a bit. Where's my... Just want to make kind of a level surface on these. Okay, so this one is alum root. I'm not really super familiar with this, but again, it's supposed to be good for pollinators, bumblebees especially, according to the package, and it's supposed to be deer resistant. Not a huge concern for me here to be deer resistant. But I do have another space where if these work, I might be planting some of them there, and the deer do visit that area. So these are very tiny seeds. It says gently press into the soil and cover lightly. So they really don't want to be too deep by some things, and they're very, very fine seeds. Hopefully you can see those. Very fine. So I'm just going to kind of sprinkle them on the surface. A real gentle press. And I would guess with how small they are, they really barely want to be covered. So I'm just going to kind of dust some of that mix on top. Again, we'll put a label in. Set that to the side. So the next one is going to be the 3-flowered avens. So these are a beautiful little seed. You can see I have lots here. They have almost like a, I don't know how well you can see it. It's almost like a spear, and you can't really see here, but they have little tiny little bits off the end there, kind of like a feather. So these say 2 to 5 millimeters deep. So again, about 1/4 inch. There's lots in here. I'll maybe just spread them out as best I can. They want to stick to each other because those little tiny fuzzies on them. more down on this side. Now these are seed from last year. I'm not sure how well the germination rate is. Some seeds last for a long time. Sometimes seeds like this just don't. Again, they just want a very fine covering of soil. Now you keep in mind a lot of these native plants, they drop their seeds on the ground and nobody's coming along and covering it up for them. It's just the wind blowing dirt and leaves and things around. So they're not always looking to be covered deeply in our part of the world anyways. And the final one, I did actually get a few of these growing last year. I can't remember where I planted them. I think I put some out in my front yard. So these are dwarf milkweed. Milkweed tends to grow well from seed. That's probably why I had good luck with it. And they have, when they, the seed pod has like almost like a cottony thing that these are attached to, and then they come out and they're these beautiful little seeds like this. So these are an 1/8 to 1/4 inch deep, 3 to 6 millimeters. So I'm just going to again drop them down, space them out. Put 9 in there. Make sure they have contact with the soil. And it's just again a real light covering of soil. Label. So, like I said, there's not a whole lot more that needs to be done with these. I'll just put some tape on. I'm just going to get some packing tape and just run it around the seam. I might put a couple of pieces down just to make sure it's held on well. But you want to make sure that there's light going through, so you want either minimal dark tape or a clear tape of some sort. And then these are just going to sit outside and be totally exposed to the elements. You leave the lids off, so any moisture that wants can get in, and then again you have the drain holes in the bottom, so if it gets to be too much, it can come out the bottom. So that's all that I'm doing with these today. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye. So there they are, all nestled in there. I've kind of pushed them down the snow for the most part, so hopefully they don't blow away or get knocked around. We'll have to see. Sometimes the dog runs through here, so I may have to find a better spot for them. But where they are now, the sun can shine on them during the day, and a little bit of, protection from the wind usually comes from behind them there, and they're against that box. So hopefully that works good.